Today I found out my 18F boyfriend 19M has been cheating on me with his mother our entire 14-month relationship. I don't know how to process this or if I'm even safe. Hey Reddit, throwaway account. I'm 18, he's 19. We met at the coffee shop where we both worked last year. He seemed perfect at first. Shy, attentive, always texting goodnight, remembering little things about me. His mom Lisa was in the picture a lot. Single mom, super close to him since dad left when he was young. I thought it was sweet. Now I want to burn every memory. Small things I ignored. He hated when I came over if she was home. Always kept his phone face down. During sex, he'd sometimes slip and call me mom as a joke. Said it was from growing up with just her. I brushed it off. Yesterday, he left his laptop open while grabbing food. Notification from mom. I looked. The chat history went back to before we even officially started dating. Nudes, videos of them fucking, her sending him instructions on how to touch me so it wouldn't feel different. Messages where she asked for details about my body and compared herself to me. One from the night of our first date. Did you fuck her yet? Remember what mommy taught you? I screenshot everything and ran. He blew up my phone. Then Lisa texted me directly. This is a family thing, sweetie. Come over so we can talk. I confronted him through my apartment door. He broke down, crying. Admitted it started when he was 15. She initiated after the divorce. Said he loved me but couldn't quit her. That I was his normal life. Update 1, 7 hours later. I stayed at a friend's dorm. Went through the screenshots again. There are videos where he's on the phone with me while she's on him. He's moaning my name to her while talking to me about my shift. Worse, photos of my apartment window at night. Both of them outside, watching. Lisa picked me. She told him I'd be perfect because I look like her younger self. The whole relationship was her idea for cover. He's emailing me from new accounts now, saying if I tell anyone, she'll make me look crazy. She works in social services and knows how to spin stories. Update 2, next morning. Couldn't sleep. I went to the police with the screenshots. They took a report but said it's messy because he's an adult and it's consensual between them. Suggested a restraining order. Then a package showed up at my friend's place. USB drive with a note from Lisa. Watch before you ruin us. The files. More videos. Jake confessing to the camera that he hates it, but she's threatened suicide and worse if he leaves. In the newest one, she's holding him, whispering that I'm just like the others and they'll handle me the same way. The others. I searched deeper. Found an old girlfriend from 2 years ago who suddenly moved across the country after posting vague stuff about family abuse and then went silent. I feel like nothing was real. Every I love you, every touch. Was he thinking of her? Was I just a prop? They're still circling. Unknown calls. Flowers at my car. Notes saying, we miss our girl. I'm scared to be alone. Scared to close my eyes. Everything feels poisoned. If something happens to me, this post is my record. Save the screenshots. I keep thinking it can't get worse, but it keeps getting worse. Title, I sacrificed myself for her and now I realize she never needed saving. Hey Reddit, this is a throwaway because I'm genuinely scared. I'm 24M and 2 years ago I threw my entire life away for the woman I loved. I thought I was being a hero. Turns out I was just the perfect idiot. Emma was 23 when we met in college. Beautiful. A little broken. Always talking about her abusive dad and how no one had ever really protected her. I fell hard. 6 months in, her ex started showing up everywhere. Threatening her, slashing tires, sending photos of her sleeping. One night, he came to her apartment with a knife. I got there, we fought, and the knife ended up in his chest. He died right there on her floor. I told the cops it was self-defense. Took a plea deal so she wouldn't have to testify. Assault with a deadly weapon. Lost my spot at my dad's firm. Got disowned. Ruined my record. Moved into a shitty apartment with her and worked nights in a warehouse so she could finish nursing school. Every time she cried and called me her hero, I told myself it was worth it. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. She never wanted me around her friends. Got strangely turned on whenever I'd have nightmares about the stabbing. Would whisper, you killed for me during sex like it was the hottest thing in the world. I convinced myself it was trauma bonding. Last week, I lost the warehouse job after a background check, came home early and opened her laptop. That's when my life ended for the second time. The ex wasn't dead. The whole thing was fake. They planned it together months before we even met. He had serious warrants and debts. They needed a clean guy with no record to take a fall so he could disappear and she could collect insurance money and sympathy. I was picked because I looked like the protective type. The fight, the knife, the blood, all staged with theatrical effects and a friend who resembled him. They used pig blood. I confessed and went through processing for nothing. But that wasn't even the worst part. While I was rotting in that apartment paying her bills, she was still seeing him. Messages going back the entire relationship. Her laughing about how I was so easy, how I'd do anything after the hero moment. She had 3 other guys before me with the exact same pattern. One took a DUI for her. Another drained his savings to protect her. Each one discarded once they were used up. I confronted her. She didn't panic, just gave me this calm, almost pitying look and said, "You sacrificed everything for me." That kind of love is rare. We can still make it work. When I told her I was leaving, she dropped the mask. Said if I tried to expose it, she'd tell everyone I was unstable and had confessed to murder. That she had recordings of me talking about the killing in my sleep. That her ex was still out there and willing to finish the job for real this time. I grabbed what I could and ran to a motel. She's been texting from new numbers. Photos of the motel parking lot. "Come home, hero. You belong to me now." The insane part I still can't wrap my head around? In the oldest messages, before they even picked me, she told the ex I was perfect because he looks like he'd die for me without asking questions. She wasn't the victim. She was the architect the whole time. Every "I love you," every night she held me after I woke up screaming, every future we planned. It was all scripted. I sacrificed my future, my family, my freedom for a woman who never needed saving. She needed a fool who would destroy himself on command. I'm sitting here with the lights off, door barricaded, wondering how many other guys are out there still believing they're heroes. She knows where I am. I don't know who to trust or where to go. I sacrificed myself for her, and she's still winning. Title: I just found out that my fiancé has been selling my panties behind my back for our entire engagement. I don't even know how to write this without shaking. We've been together 4 years, engaged for 10 months. Daniel is the guy everyone loves. Stable, thoughtful, works in IT, always fixing things around the house. We're supposed to get married in December. I thought we were solid. A week ago, I noticed some of my favorite pairs missing from the laundry hamper. I teased him about it, thinking he was just clumsy with the wash. He laughed it off and bought me new ones the next day. Sweet, right? Yesterday, I was looking for a charger in his home office and found a locked drawer I'd never noticed. The key was hidden under his keyboard. Inside were stacks of my worn panties, carefully labeled with dates and notes in his handwriting. How long I wore them, what I ate that day, even how sweaty I got at the gym. There were also shipping envelopes, price lists, and a burner phone. He's been selling them online for over 2 years. Used ones go for $50, $150 each. The listings are detailed and gross. Worn during work meetings by beautiful 29-yo brunette fiancé. Light natural scent, 14 hours. Some include photos of me from behind that I never knew he took. Hundreds of transactions. The money went into a secret account he used for our future. I waited until he got home and confronted him. He cried immediately. Said it started as a stupid kink after he saw my dirty laundry one day. Then it became an addiction. The money was supposed to help with the wedding and house down payment because he felt pressure to provide. He swore he never met any buyers. It was all anonymous shipping. Begged me to understand that it was still me he loved, that this was just a private thing. I told him to leave. He's staying at a friend's but keeps calling and texting. Please don't throw away everything we have over something so small. I sacrificed my dignity for us. That was twist number 1. This morning I logged into the secret account. He left the password in the drawer like he wanted to be caught. The buyer list was worse than I thought. Some of the biggest customers had usernames that matched guys from my gym, my old office, even one of my cousin's friends. Men I've met in real life. They weren't random strangers. Daniel had been chatting with them, sending extra personalized content. Videos of me sleeping, audio of me in the shower that he secretly recorded, stories about what I did while wearing the panties. He wasn't just selling laundry. He was selling pieces of my life to men who knew my face. I called him screaming. He broke down again and gave me the second, darker layer. He said some of the buyers started asking for more specific things. One guy wanted panties worn after I had sex with Daniel. Another wanted proof I was unaware. Daniel admitted he started lightly drugging my wine on certain nights so I'd sleep deeper while he staged photos and took the videos. Nothing that would hurt me, he swore. Just enough to keep me out. I'm sitting in our apartment with every lock changed and a chair against the door. He keeps saying he did it all for me, for us, because he's obsessed with me and wanted other men to know how lucky he is. That the money was real and the wedding fund is almost there. But here's what broke me completely. The final message chain with his top buyer from 3 weeks ago. The buyer asked, "Does she have any idea?" Daniel replied, "No. She still thinks I'm perfect. By the time she finds out, we'll be married and she'll have no choice but to stay. She's mine. I sacrificed my trust, my safety, my sense of reality for a man who turned our entire relationship into content. Every time he did my laundry, every romantic night in, every loving look, calculated. He's outside right now. I can see his car from the window. He just texted, 'Baby, open the door. We can fix this. You're going to be my wife.' This doesn't change anything. I don't know who I've been sleeping next to for 4 years. I don't know if the man I loved ever existed. All I know is I'm terrified, and the wedding invitations are already printed." Title: I hate that my husband is now a registered SX offender, and I hate that he's completely tanked my life with his. A 32 female never thought I'd be posting something like this. My husband Ryan, 34 male, and I have been married for 8 years. We had a good life. Nice house in a quiet suburb, decent jobs, friends who came over for barbecues. He was the reliable one, the guy who remembered anniversaries and fixed the car. I loved him. 3 months ago, the police showed up at our door. Ryan was arrested for sexual assault and unlawful recording. Turns out for the last 4 years, he had been secretly filming women in public restrooms, changing rooms at stores, and even some of our neighbors through their windows. He had hundreds of videos. The worst part? Several victims were women who knew us socially, wives of his coworkers, one of my former coworkers. He got caught when one of them noticed a weird reflection in a gym mirror. He took a plea. Now he's a registered sex offender. Lifetime. Can't live near schools, parks, or certain jobs. Our friends disappeared overnight. My family barely speaks to me. I lost my job at the daycare because parents found out someone leaked his status. Our house is underwater because no one wants to buy from the wife of an RSO. I'm stuck here with him because we can't sell and I can't afford to leave yet. I told him I hated him. He cried and said it was a compulsion, that he never touched anyone, that it was just fantasy, and he was ashamed. Swore I was the only woman he ever loved and that he'd get therapy. That was the first lie. After the sentencing, I started digging through his old hard drives that the police returned. There were folders with my name on them, videos of me, in the shower, sleeping, changing. Some dated back to our first year of marriage, but the real nightmare was inside another hidden partition. He had been chatting with other men online, trading videos, discussing which women in our neighborhood were easy targets. He used details I told him in confidence. My wife mentioned Sarah wears this to bed. He wasn't just a lone creep. He was part of a network. They egged each other on. Some of the women in those videos had been assaulted after the recordings were shared. The police only got him on the recordings and one assault charge. They don't even know about the rest yet. I confronted him last night. He didn't deny it, just looked at me with dead eyes and said, "You were supposed to be my normal life. The one thing that made me look clean. Why couldn't you just stay ignorant?" That broke something in me. The final twist, the one that makes me sick to my stomach, came from his oldest messages. Right after we got engaged, he told one of the guys in the group, "She's perfect, trustworthy, boring social circle. Marrying her will make me look stable. No one suspects the family man. He chose me because I was convenient cover." Every anniversary dinner, every time he held me after I had a bad day, every "I'd do anything for you," it was performance. He needed a wife so people wouldn't look too closely. Now I'm trapped in this house with him because moving is financial suicide and the registry makes apartments impossible for him. He walks around like a ghost, sometimes apologizing, sometimes reminding me that if I leave him, he'll tell everyone I knew the whole time, that my life is already ruined, so I might as well stay and support him. I look at him now and feel nothing but pure hatred and fear. I sacrificed my future, my reputation, my safety for a man who viewed me as a prop. Our entire marriage was a disguise for his sickness. I don't know what to do. The man I loved never existed. The life I built is gone. And the worst part is he's still here, in my house, breathing the same air, reminding me every single day that I'm the idiot who chose him. I hate what he is. I hate what he turned me into. And I hate that I'm still scared of him. Title: I-24 female. Blind just found out my boyfriend's best friend has been talking about fingering me and worse, and now I don't know who is safe in my own home. I've been blind since birth. I learned to navigate the world carefully, but I've always relied on trust. That trust just shattered. Mark and I have been together for 2 years. He's 26, patient, funny, helps me with tech, and describes things vividly. His best friend since childhood, Tyler, 27, is always around. They're like brothers. Tyler comes over a few times a week, plays video games with Mark, stays for dinner. He's always been respectful to me, or so I thought. Last week I was in the kitchen making coffee while they were in the living room. My hearing is sharp. I caught Tyler's voice low. Dude, you ever let me finger her? Bet she'd never even know it was me. Mark laughed. Not a nervous laugh. A real one. Tyler kept going, crude jokes about how tight and clueless I must be, how easy it would be because I can't see. Mark told him to shut up, but he was still chuckling. I pretended I didn't hear and went to the bedroom. That night, I asked Mark about it casually. He brushed it off as guy talk, said Tyler was just being an idiot and it was nothing. Kissed my forehead and said I was overthinking because of my anxiety. I couldn't let it go. I started paying closer attention. Noticed Tyler's voice moving around me more when Mark wasn't in the room. A hand brushing my hip by accident. A comment about how soft my skin looked. I installed a hidden audio recorder app on my phone that Mark set up for me months ago. I left it running when they hung out. The recordings destroyed me. It wasn't just jokes. Tyler had been describing in detail what he wanted to do to me while Mark was right there. Worse, Mark was participating. She gets wet so easy when I touch her here, Mark said once. Tyler asked questions about my body like I was a shared toy. They had a running joke about taking turns when she's sleeping. Mark admitted he sometimes left the bedroom door unlocked on purpose when Tyler stayed over late. I confronted Mark with the recordings. He cried. Said it was just sick fantasy talk, that they'd never actually do anything. That Tyler had a crush on me since before we met, and Mark found it flattering in a twisted way. He begged me to stay, said he'd cut Tyler off completely. That was the first twist. 2 days later, Tyler showed up at the apartment while Mark was at work. I told him to leave. He didn't. He sat on the couch and started talking softly. He knew about the recorder. Mark had warned him. Then he dropped the second layer. Mark owed him money. A lot of money. Gambling debts. Tyler had been using the jokes as leverage. Mark let the talk happen, let the touching escalate, because Tyler promised to forgive the debt if he could have access. I called Mark screaming. He came home, and the two of them stood there arguing like I wasn't even a person. Mark finally admitted the darkest part. They had done more than talk. There were nights I thought I was dreaming. Hands on me while I was half asleep. Fingers, sometimes more. Mark would hold me afterward and tell me it was him. Sometimes it wasn't. They had been sharing me for almost a year. Mark said he started it because Tyler caught him cheating early in our relationship and used it as blackmail. Then it became something they both got off on. My blindness made it safe in their minds. I'd never see. I'd never know for sure. I'm packing a bag right now while they're both in the living room discussing what to do with me. Mark keeps saying he loves me, that it got out of hand, but I'm his everything. Tyler is calmer, reminding Mark that if I leave, the debt comes due and maybe the videos they took with Mark's phone, audio only, but detailed enough might accidentally get leaked to my family. I'm blind, dependent on rides and help with basic things, and the two men I trusted most in the world have been treating me like a toy they pass back and forth. Every gentle touch, every "I got you, babe," every time Mark described the world to me, all poisoned. The final realization that makes me want to scream. I think Mark started dating me because I'm blind. Tyler told him a disabled girlfriend would be easier to control and share. I was never the love of his life. I was the perfect victim. They're knocking on the bedroom door now. Mark's voice is soft, pleading. Tyler's is lower. I have my phone recording again. I don't know if I can get out safely. I don't know who will believe a blind girl over two good guys with years of friendship and plausible deniability. I hate how powerless I feel in my own home. I hate that my body was never fully mine. And I hate that part of me still wonders if Mark's love was ever real, or if even that was just another game they played in the dark.